How's it going, folks? Welcome back to another Ranger Talk video. I got a very special one here for y'all today. I'll be talking with none other than the magnificent and mysterious Wild Steel. What's going on, man? Thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you for inviting me to this interview. I'm honored to be here because I think you do every day very good work, and we are all very thankful to you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. That means a lot. Thank you so much. So first thing, no mask. I'm used to seeing you wearing the mask.
Okay, but my face is not
Phantom of the Opera scarred or anything.
okay. Is just seen many times. I have done records and played show without it. So this is not a news for someone.
Okay. Yeah, I'm used to seeing you wearing the mask in videos and for pictures for Wild Steel and all that. How did you get to wearing the mask? You know, what inspired you to create that look? Because it's very cool and it's very unique.
Okay, we have to do a little step from the very beginning to the very beginning of my career. When I started to sing, I began singing at the age of 16, and in 1989 in a band called Projecto. Maybe you should know them. If you don't know, I very recommend you to discover this band.
Yeah, I never heard of it, so I have to look that up.
They
Projecto.
released two albums
Okay.
in 1998 and 2000. If I don't remember wrong, if I remember yet. I sang with this band, Projecto, from 1989 to 1995, exactly for 60 years. In the beginning, we played thrash,
Okay.
like Metallica, Megadeth, and with some lyrics in Italian. It was very funny. Then we changed to power metal in the way of Halloween Rage.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we liked very much this kind of music. But in the 1995, I had some personal problems with one member of this band, and so I had to leave and form my new band, my new project called Shadows of Steel. And I decided to add a new name for me,
Mm-hmm.
and wear the mask to begin a new reality, a new character, and
Yeah.
a new singer, and leave behind what I have done before, because sometimes my way of singing was not very good, and so I had to start it from zero.
All
And
right.
this is the reason for I decided to wear a mask. And the second reason is that I am a very huge fan of Crimson Glory, and especially of Midnight. And so this was they were my one of the most inspiration, and so this is why I wear the mask.
Do you feel like when you put on the mask, you become someone else? Or is it still you? Or is it a different character? You start to behave differently when you have the mask.
Yes, it's really different because when I wear the mask, um, I do something different. I say something different with people to people, and when I sing my songs, some of my songs are at a reason, special reason when I sing with wearing the mask.
Mm-hmm.
And because the two things are a part of the same things. Without one of these points, there is no reason, because the character of Wild Steel is a story, is a storyteller, and who tells about feelings, very deep feelings of people, and these feelings are told in my songs, like stories. And so hate, love, revenge, these are all parts of the same universe. This is how it be in short story. So I could tell something more, but it will be very long.
Yeah, you should write a book about it.
Okay, and allora, when I told you before, my first band, my principal band is called Shadows of Steel.
Yeah.
And I decided to record some records with the name of Wild Steel. And this is a kind of solo project. When I tell you, I tell stories in particular way, because is the story of this character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's so cool. It's kind of like a separate character. Like you're kind of like a superhero with the alter identity and alter ego, with the mask, and that's so cool. You kind of get to live that in real life. This character you created.
Okay, but in the real in fact, this this character is more dreaming, is not put on a reality,
Oh.
because he lives in many ages, and in the beginning he was a warrior.
Mm-hmm.
then he became a king, then he lost his kingdom. He is dead many times, and you can find it in many ages. And so, in the last album I recorded, is he finds himself in the future.
Wow, it's awesome how you have this whole backstory, this whole lore for this character. You know, that's so fascinating that I don't think a lot of people would even realize that just by looking. It's like, oh, that's a cool mask and all that, but this is truly a character you've developed this entire story around. Um, and yeah, I just find that fascinating. But so you said you started singing at the age of 16, and what were your influences, and then how did you develop your voice for power metal, because that's not an easy genre to sing for?
Okay, as you may know, to sing and to tell a story at the age of 16 and at the age of 50 is very different. But
Yeah.
is this is a sort of real life story, because I always liked to sing, to tell real life story, real life, real feelings, what you feel deep inside in every moment, in every moment of your life, when you feel happy, when you feel sad, when you feel all the things that usually you don't talk about to anyone. And so write a song, sing a song is um, the, the easy way to talk about it. And and uh, this is this is told by a story that you can put yourself into. Anyone listen, anyone is listening. So I don't like to sing about princess, wizards, dragons.
Right.
Okay, I like very much this kind of music, this kind of lyrics, but it's not my way to do it, because I want to do it my way.
Mm-hmm.
And so my lyrics talks about more feelings. Okay, the story is, there is a story, but is a open story, when anyone listen to can figure himself into the songs, and everyone in a different way, because if I listen to it, you listen to it, anyone is listening, is different, is a different people from anyone. So I can leave it, I can leave it in a way, and you can leave it in your way. I like this way of working, and at the same time, I'm free to tell my story.
Yeah, awesome. You tell fictional tales, but they're tied to reality and they're tied to real feelings, not fantastical feelings or things that people can't necessarily resonate with or feel themselves. So that's a nice blend of storytelling. So you've been a part of many projects over the years, clearly, and eventually you started Wild Steel, your solo project, right? Your main band. How and when did you decide to create Wild Steel as opposed to continuing in these other projects?
Okay. As I told you before, my main band is Shadows of Steel,
Mhm.
and I don't know if you ever listen to it or no.
No, I haven't. Is it still going?
Okay, I will link it to some
Please.
um,
Shadows of Steel, right?
because you in that way you can understand better my all my story.
Cool. I'll do
And
a reaction to it also. That'll be
okay, and
awesome.
I started this project, Shadows of Steel, in 1997, as I told you before,
Yeah.
with the collaboration of the keyboard player known as Andrea De Paoli, who has been the Labyrinth keyboardist
Yeah.
for some years.
Yeah. Awesome.
And in the beginning, Shadows of Steel was our project, and in fact, it has just my solo project because I started this band to be free to do what I wanted to do, and in the beginning, the things were going very well. Um, After 2 years, Andrea, um, in the beginning, he has the name Andrew McPauls, left the band because joined Labyrinth
Mhm.
permanently and was not able to follow my project. And so I had inside the band many lineup changes. Okay, no problem. We made our debut album in 1997.
Mhm.
Okay, I formed the band in 1996.
Okay.
The years 1 year later, we released our first album. In 1998, we released the second album that was a double mini CD. Um, so there was two CDs in the package
Wow.
with four original tracks and four covers. And one of these was Painted Skies of Crimson Glory. We released then in 2002 the second full length that was called Second Floor, and you can see that just has passed 4 years from the last release from this new one. This was a very long time because
Yeah.
the album was ready before. Mm, because of the label latency in publishing it, we began to have a little stress inside the band. And so I began to make some collaboration and some works with other members. Um, and in 2006, I released my first album with the name of Wild Steel.
Mhm.
That was my first solo album.
Yeah.
yeah, and we just waited. We had be waited. We had to be waiting until 2013 to release the new Shadows of Steel album that was called Crown of Steel. And in the meanwhile, I recorded this new one, While Still solo album that you know, Age of Steel.
Back in 2013?
Yeah, because I had a lot of material ready to be released. But in my country, there is there are more problems to get contract, a serious contract, and so I had a lot of material and albums ready to be released that are waiting to see the light.
Wow.
The good news is that last year I had a contact with a new label called Elevate
Yeah.
that released this work, and so this is a new start because I finally I had the chance to put on some of my new works that are waiting from a long time to be released, and the chance to work with someone who really liked what I do.
Yeah.
So they really gave me a lot of good feedback on my work.
Mm-hmm.
And I really appreciate it, and I was very, very happy of this new partnership with Elevate.
Yeah.
So this is the story told in a grand line, because there are many, many things happen from 1996 to now.
So now, I bet.
And these are the most important in my opinion.
Wow, so this is kind of like a renaissance for Wild Steel, you know, all of this material, all of this stuff that has just kind of been there and ready, but just trapped, you know, imprisoned. But now it can be released. And I had no idea that Age of Steel was basically material from a decade ago. That's incredible.
Okay. This is a good question. I have more of speak about it, and maybe this is the right way, the right time to talk about it.
Oh.
Many people who have listened to Age of Steel, to this new release, to my latest release,
Yes.
were surprised because had the feelings of something very, very fresh, because what you can hear at now, heavy metal, power metal is very, very at a very good standard, very big productions, but more of the new stuff that comes out is very, very similar from band to band, from release to release. There are a lot of things release, a lot of release every day. You know, because making a video every day you make a video
That's right.
and maybe you don't have the time, I think, to do what really you can do in 24 hours, because there
Yeah.
are many things
Yeah.
to hear and to talk about. And so this is the not a good things, because only a little percent of what comes out at this time is very as a very personal kind of productions and and the way of write way of writing songs. This my work is a very old work, with this Age of Steel. In the beginning, it was recorded in 2007.
Wow.
He has more of 15 years.
Yeah.
But at the time, I wasn't very satisfied of the results. It was the results was very, very bad, and so I decided to leave it in a corner. And at the same time, there was no interest in what I was producing by my old label. Only a few years ago, I decided to take it and make a remix, because I was very convinced of the value of the songs, the songwriting, and I liked very, very much the songs included in this work. And so I began to work with a new sound engineer that refreshed the album and could explode the real potential of this work. This time I finally was satisfied of the result, and at the same time, when I proposed to the labels, I received a lot of good responses, and I was in the first time I was very surprised of this because I I trusted my work, okay, but I never had a feedback, a good feedback like this time, and so this is why you say that now is a new era for me, and you say the right things because this is real. This is real. And, and that's the reason why this work it sounds like strange. It sounds like coming from early 2000
Yes,
because this is,
it is.
and it's a good thing because now at this time you can't hear work that sounds in this way because I just want to keep this kind of sound in this moment, in this particular moment of time, and and this is good because you can recognize my voice. That is very personal, and at the same time I can do something in the way I think um, is is the right way to do it because I don't want uh, to be lost inside all the releases
Yeah.
that comes out every day. Some are very very good. I can tell this is true, but there are pure a poor personality of sound. Some of the release sounds equal. You can't recognize it if you listen to this band or this other bands. Okay, you just know and all the works, and so you can say, okay, this is this band or this is this other band. If you listen uh, randomly, there are a lot of confusion because some are very very with very pure personality. This is my
Yeah.
personal point of view.
No, I totally agree with you. You know, it's kind of a funny thing because I feel like power metal is more popular now than ever before. But at the same time, you have a lot of bands that just feel very commercial, you know, very just like they're coming off of machinery, you know, it just a factory kind of press, you know, type of song. And so you get a lot of that, a lot of stuff that sounds very similar. And of course, I hear a lot of that. And so sometimes I'm like, I've heard this before. Like, you know, you get a lot of the same. And so sometimes, though, you get bands or albums that set themselves apart. And that's one thing I really enjoyed about Age of Steel is how you're saying it really has that traditional kind of 2000s style of power metal sound. And that is my personal favorite era of power metal, the 2000s. I just thought that was the best time for power metal. That's my favorite. That's what got my love for power metal with albums during that time. And so listening to Age of Steel, I was like, wow, you know, this just sounds like 2000 style. It doesn't sound like the very overproduced a lot of the songs you get now are just very overproduced, and they sound big, they sound great, they sound whatever, but behind all of that extra just flair, there's no soul to it. So listening to something like Age of Steel, or other albums similar, where it feels like there's a soul, and that's what really stood out to me from that album. So it's fascinating to learn that the album was actually written during the 2000s. So it's very authentic. So going forward, now that you've released Age of Steel, and I hope you've had a very good reception to the album, and I know you said you have a lot of other work that has been written but not yet released. So what is the future for Wild Steel? Are you going to keep releasing older works, or have you been working on newer works but in that same traditional style?
Okay, as I told you before, I had a lot of works
Yeah.
that I have to complete,
Mhm.
and some others totally new. And I'm working with, at the time, I'm working to 3 albums. One is totally new, and I was contacted by a good friend of mine who gave me, who was listening to my stuff for a long time, and decided to pass me some of his songs to complete, adding lyrics and final production. And I can tell you, this work is another work in traditional style. It is a work with Black Sabbath influences of the Dio era,
Yeah.
Tony Martin era, and the ambientation is the time of the Crusader. But inside this, there are some influences like massive keyboards use, and theatrical ambientations, and big vocal chorus. And so this will be a very, very good news, and I think this will be the first to be announced by the end of this year.
Wow.
I can tell you in advance the title will be The Bloody Idol.
Awesome.
And in the meanwhile, I'm working to my new work, new Wild Steel work.
Yeah.
And that will include 12 new songs, with the collaboration of a long friend of mine who plays guitar, and his name Federico Di Pane, that has released an album called Arcadian. I will pass it to you because
Yeah.
it's the one I think you must listen to.
Oh, yeah, please do. Yeah.
And at the same time, I'm working to finish a very, very old work
Oh.
that comes from from the middle of 19th.
Oh, wow. Wow.
The
We're
very,
going
very,
way back now.
very, very long, very, very old work, and
Yeah.
it's a hard project. Mm, for my personal point of view is one of the best work I will ever do because
Wow.
I'm very involved is and had a story very movimentated because we had a lot of um, happenings during the story of this band and this work that have come to some other things when you will listen, when people will listen to his work, will understand some of the things I done in my music career. And so I think people will enjoy very much this work. This is not all, but I am in my ideas. I want to put to new life some of my old work that in the past years had a very bad production and um, they were they didn't put all the potential of the songs to who was listening to these records because from the end of the 90s to all the 2000 years, we had the transition from analog recordings to digital recordings.
Mhm.
And some of the studios and the sound engineers were very had very a lot of problems on working on with new kind of machines.
Right.
And in my personal way, I had been working with some of these producers that didn't a good work
Right.
with 2 or 3 albums I released.
Mhm.
This is a shame because in particular the second floor album that I mentioned before,
Yeah.
released in 2002 from my band The Shadows of Steel, had a very bad production, and I think these works is my best one in songwritings.
Wow.
And I have this desire very strong to give this record a new life.
Mm-hmm.
This one and some other ones. I would like to release a collector series of all my works, and clearly this is a project that will destinated only to collectors, because there are a little part of people who keep on buying CDs or long playing. At the same time, I think that this is a good ideas, because I can have the new chance to make this record be listened to some people.
Yeah.
And because at the moment these works are dead.
Right. You can give them a new life now. Yeah. Awesome. Well, I mean, it truly is a good time to be a Wild Steel fan, because it sounds like you're working on a lot of projects, both giving old works a new life and then also bringing new works, into life. So it sounds like you have a lot that you're doing. And again, in the traditional style, but with modern production value. It's just very exciting, very, very exciting. So you must be excited to be doing all of this, here in 2023, taking some of your older material and all of these things, and just like I said, it's kind of a renaissance for Wild Steel, and having the opportunity to do all of this, and brush the dust off of some of these things of the past and release them now today to power metal fans, or progressive metal fan, whatever work it is, and so people get to hear it today. And the funny thing, that like how you mentioned, is those older works in that traditional style, they sound fresh now. So it's kind of a new fresh thing for people to listen to, even though it's of the past, it's older. So it's just really, really cool how that's all working out. And I'm very happy for you, and I hope you're excited, because I know I'm excited as a Wild Steel fan, and any other Wild Steel fans out there, I'm sure they're very excited. So the future is bright for Wild Steel.
Okay, yes, I have the same perception, and I'm very thankful to people like you, and to anyone has reviewed my latest album, because all the feedback I had was very, very good, and I I was always in right with the point of view of all the people talks about the album, because I didn't have any bad um, bad feedback,
Mhm.
or all the all the things said, I I really was yes, okay, this is true. Oh,
Yeah. You're like, I always knew it was good, but I
I
didn't.
didn't have any in contrast with nothing.
Yeah.
I was listening talking about my album, and I am very happy for this thing. And so many many said, okay, good album, but why there are some so many ballads inside this work? Okay, this is a good thing. This is a real thing. Okay, because uh, when you listen to a power metal album, you always wait to listen to very fast songs
Mhm.
and
Maybe one ballad. You get like
yeah.
one ballad.
Okay, and I decided to leave this album
Mhm.
in this way because um, it is born like this, and I didn't want to change anything.
Yeah.
And in my personal point of view, it goes very good. It goes with no stops or um, moments when you can say no. This is this in the beginning. I had one more song to put on the album, but I decided to not include it because was mm, uh, the only one that mm, doesn't fit well in with all the others.
Mhm.
And but this that was a speed song, and
Oh.
so maybe someone should have be happy to have one more speed song inside the album.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is good like this
Yeah.
because the story goes on and every song has his right place and tells the right things inside the economy of the album.
Mhm. Yeah, and ultimately you should be able to do what you feel, not write an album and be like, okay, so I have to have one ballad and then the rest will be whatever. You should be able to do what you feel. And if in your writing and in your personal expression, you get multiple ballads or more speed songs than you thought you would, or more, it's yours, as the musician, as the creator. So I think it's cool that, you're not just playing to stereotypes. You're creating and releasing what you feel. And, as an artist, I think that's very, very important. So it's always nice to see that, because that shows the true dedication of an artist, is when they're not just doing what everyone else is doing. They're doing what they want and what they feel.
Okay, and in fact, all these things I said is only to tell that I agree. Uh, I totally agree with what you are saying, and everyone said, and I heard um, about this album. this is a very good thing. I am very happy of this because in the past I had many reviews of old works that were not not good, but because there was not um, a listen to the work, and 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 there was not a real a real understanding. And when you talks about a work and you talk about it bad only to to say something bad with no condition of you are very doing. If you do a review, you must do a review and say and say and write something that will make me understand that you are listening, that you are real listening
Yeah.
of the words.
Yeah.
At this time, it was different, and I was very happy of these things. This is very important because in the final, the most important things is when you real can make all the listeners to arrive to the point. Okay, I play a song, and who is listening to that song we understand what you are saying, what you want to transmit. This is my point of view.
Yeah, yeah. Letting the listeners feel how you feel.
When you read reviews and you understand that you have done this, okay, I am satisfied.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, yeah, I mean, people are listening now, and I can guarantee you they're going to continue to listen. You know, I think this is truly the beginning of Wild Steel, even though it started years ago. This here, I think, is truly the start, you know, and I envision a grand journey for Wild Steel, and I'm excited to witness how it all plays out. And I'm excited as a listener, and I know a lot of other people are. You know, you said reviews have been good. People are excited. So that's just awesome. And there's a lot more to come, which is very, very exciting for all of us listeners. So, but thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me and tell me about your history and the business, the history of Wild Steel and your other projects, and your personal feelings and attachments to your work, and what you want other people to get from it. I really, really, truly appreciate you taking the time to talk with me. So thank you so much.
Oh, I must. I am the one who, who have to thank you, and because for me it's a very pleasure to do this chat with you, and because you must forgive me because it has been a very long time since I did my last conversation
Oh, sure.
in English with someone, as you may understand. And
Of course.
okay, and so I am very excited of this, and I had clearly some um, difficult to speak and to make you understand what I really want to say. Anyway, it is very good for me, and I hope there will be a chance to talk about again of my new works, maybe also some of my old works, because
Yeah.
this is a very good chance to make people listen to what I've done in the years before, and what I'm doing now. It is a very good chance for me, and I thank you so much for this and for the work you do every day. People like you and some others in very different ways, but this is very important because this kind of music is special, and not everybody can understand it, the real meaning, and what is the real power of this kind of music, because this is very strong.
Yeah, I agree. Well, thank you so much. You're too kind, and absolutely, I would be more than willing to chat with you again anytime. So I look forward to that. But for everybody watching, I'm going to put links to all of Wild Steel's social media accounts so you can follow Wild Steel, keep up with what's happening. You know, it sounds like there's a lot coming. So now is a good time to start following the band. And so that way you're up to date. You know, when new material drops, you're ready for it. I'm also going to put links to the singles released from the latest album, Age of Steel. And I highly recommend, if you haven't already, check out the album, go listen to it. If you love it, go buy it. You know, I'll put links to where you can buy the album and all that good stuff again in the description below. So go explore Wild Steel down there, click on all of the links, all of them, and enjoy yourself with that. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you once again, Mr. Wild Steel, and I'll catch you all next time. Ranger, out.